Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're immersing ourselves in a pretty unusual collection of source material.
Yeah, it's less like a standard technical brief, isn't it? More like well, a celebration, almost a kind of prophetic declaration of success.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive into the story being told around what proponents are calling the magnificent return of the new ONPASSIVE ecosystem.
And that's a really crucial distinction to make right from the get-go. Our sources today, they aren't primarily interested in just the technical specs.
Right.
They're focused, almost entirely it seems, on the spirit, the journey, and, well, the success of this relaunch.
So our mission here is to really pull out the key claims, figure out what specific tech components are actually named, and maybe most importantly,
Understand that underlying philosophy, that inspirational narrative that's driving this whole renewal.
yes, what the sources themselves are defining as a rebirth of purpose.
We'll need to synthesize the claims about, the preparation, the patience involved, and the really powerful role assigned to the founder, Ash Mufareh.
We need to understand not just what launched, but the story that's being woven around the launch itself.
Precisely. We're really looking at the strategic use of language here,
Yeah.
how it's designed to convey a sense of maybe destiny and endurance, definitely endurance, to the community that's been waiting for this.
Okay, let's kick off with the main event. The sources don't present this as just some simple upgrade. It's painted as almost, I don't know, a celestial moment, the new ecosystem rising like a sunrise.
hmm The language is pretty strong. It says explicitly this isn't just a system update. It's defined as that rebirth of purpose.
And that phrase, rebirth of purpose, feels absolutely critical, doesn't it?
It really does. It immediately frames the whole thing as a kind of redemptive moment for the community involved.
Suggesting that any earlier uncertainty or delays were just part of the process?
Exactly. Part of the gestation for something fundamentally bigger than just a business venture. It implies the technology itself now has this higher, sort of renewed calling.
And smack bang in the middle of this grand narrative is the figure of the architect Ash Mufareh. The claims about his leadership are, well, they're huge.
Enormous. The sources flat out assert he achieved the impossible and brought it within reach of the community.
What's fascinating is how they redefine what leadership success even means here.
Right. They claim his focus was never on generating, short-term excitement. It was always about long-term empowerment.
Which is a clever way to frame a potentially long development time, you could say.
It is. It's a rhetorical strategy, isn't it? The longer the wait, the deeper the supposed commitment to lasting empowerment.
And he returns, the sources insist, not just with promises anymore, but with actual proof.
And then there's that connection to something much bigger.
Ah, yes, that line. One source states, quite remarkably, that God has reminded the world that when the right man leads with love, the whole world rises with him.
Which is, the ultimate rhetorical move, isn't it? Elevating the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, by directly linking the founder's vision to divine guidance, the source material effectively makes the project almost immune to standard critical analysis.
Because if the vision is guided by faith, as they claim,
Then failure is conceptually off the table. It's impossible.
yeah,
And that seems to be the intended aha moment for the community. The technology is positioned as the successful physical outcome of this unshakable belief system.
so participation shifts, maybe, from being just a financial investment to something more like an act of faith?
Precisely. If you believe in the vision, the narrative implies you must trust the tech will succeed because it's built on that foundational belief.
That creates an incredibly strong bond, I imagine, especially with the founders, the early adopters, the loyalists mentioned everywhere in these sources.
An almost unbreakable bond, you could argue.
Yeah.
Their faith, their sticking with it, is now validated by this return.
Which brings us neatly to perhaps the trickiest part of the story, that waiting period. If there were delays, the sources have done a remarkable job reframing it.
They really have, turning what could be seen as a weakness, a challenge, into a defining strength.
That's probably the most sophisticated narrative strategy we're seeing here, wouldn't you say?
I think so. They essentially turn the delay into an asset. They argue that every moment of waiting carried value.
Which neatly shifts focus away from potential technical hurdles or setbacks.
And puts it squarely onto the necessity of destiny, of deep, careful preparation.
We see that specific claim too, don't we? That while others doubted, Mufareh was busy envisioning and designing.
And that incredible line, the silence wasn't absence, it was preparation.
Wow. That is quite the reframing.
It's a masterclass, really. It works to maintain loyalty and morale during uncertain times by painting inaction, or perceived inaction, as intense internal strategic work. The waiting wasn't empty, it was a pressure cooker creating something perfect.
And the result of all this careful, disciplined preparation, the sources tell us, is an ecosystem that arrives stronger, faster, smarter, and holier in intent than ever before.
See, there's that moral component again. Holier in intent.
It's not just about speed or efficiency anymore.
No, it's about purifying the intention behind the tech.
Yeah.
And this ties right into that broader philosophy of time presented. Great things take time, because great things must last forever.
Making the ecosystem sound almost eternal.
They actually claim it's eternal in spirit, designed to serve generations. It's explicitly about endurance, about legacy.
So definitely not just another product launch. It's positioned as foundational, something meant to last.
And they're careful to clarify, too, it's not a restart.
Right, not like fixing something that failed before.
No, it's a renewal of destiny, building on what they see as an enduring foundation all along.
That distinction feels important. It frames this moment as the successful completion of a long-term plan, not some kind of recovery effort.
Exactly.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving from the philosophy and the narrative around the return to the more practical side. What exactly is the technology that's supposedly returned?
Well, the sources list quite a comprehensive suite of platforms. They say these now all speak the same language. Abundance.
Okay, what platforms are we talking about?
We see the core digital stuff covered. O-Connect, which sounds like communication. O-Shop for commerce. O-Wallet for finance. O-Verify, presumably for identity. And O-Peer, maybe for decentralized connections.
That sounds like a very integrated ecosystem. But what really jumps out are the claims about the technology itself.
How so?
Well, the sources define the tech not just by what it does, but by its character, its morality, almost. For instance, cleaner interfaces, deeper intelligence, and broader connection. Okay, fine.
But the real analytical interest lies in the descriptions of the features themselves, I think.
Like what?
Things like AI that understands, automation that cares, networks that protect. This is where that divine alignment idea seems to get baked into the actual tech claims.
We really have to unpack that language, don't we? AI that understands, automation that cares.
It's quite something. Are the sources giving us any hard metrics for this deeper intelligence, or is it relying almost entirely on that moral framing?
It seems like the intention behind the tech is presented as the primary proof of its quality.
It's highly rhetorical, yes. By claiming the AI understands and the automation cares, the source material kind of sidesteps the need for conventional benchmarks or proof points.
So the implication is the tech is superior because it's been infused with compassion.
Essentially, yes. Designed to mirror that divine alignment between technology and humanity. It's presented as technology with a soul, you might say, explicitly designed to lift humanity.
That framing makes a lot more sense when you think about who the main intended audience is here. Those loyal founders.
We should probably pause and define them as the sources do.
Good idea. The founders seem to be the real early believers, the investors, the community members whose loyalty and patience lasted through that whole waiting period.
Exactly. And for them, this new system is positioned as the ultimate payoff. It's described literally as their field of harvest.
And the promised benefits are huge, covering both the practical and the spiritual.
Financial freedom gets mentioned, naturally. But the sources explicitly promise spiritual and emotional freedom follow close behind.
So their loyalty, their patience, that was the investment, and now it's time to cash in, so to speak.
And this narrative does something interesting. It fundamentally changes the roles. Founders aren't just investors anymore. They're elevated to pioneers.
And customers become beneficiaries.
Beneficiaries of this supposedly compassionate system, and the believers become ambassadors for global change. The sources even state the founders are now living inside a prophecy of progress.
Wow. Living inside a prophecy. That sense of destiny, it seems tied directly to the scope of this return as well.
Absolutely. The sources really emphasize the huge geographical reach. They talk about a global awakening, uniting continents under one digital roof.
Covering everywhere.
Pretty much. The language used is from Africa to Asia, from Europe to the Americas. This global scale reinforces the idea that the system is for humanitarian, generational impact, not just grabbing local market share.
And this focus on global collaboration, it signals a deeper shift. according to the sources anyway.
How so?
They claim the new age ushered in by this is not about competition anymore. It's about collaboration.
Which is a pretty bold statement in the very competitive world of digital platforms.
The founders themselves almost become the links between nations, united by this shared vision and the promised rewards.
And the encouragement for the future is just relentless in these texts. Phrases like, the best is not behind us, it's unfolding before us.
Every login, every interaction with the system is framed as a kind of declaration, we are back and we are better.
It's an affirmation of the endurance they show during that whole preparation phase.
And this, ultimately, is how the source material tries to cement the founders' legacy, isn't it?
It seems so. They predict Mufari will be remembered as the visionary who, quote, turned technology into testimony, building a digital ark for humanity's progress.
A digital ark, that's powerful imagery, a vessel for survival, for progress, built through faith and patience.
And this moment, according to these sources, is meant to redefine what's possible, to usher in a golden era of empowerment, innovation, and divine purpose.
So wrapping up this deep dive then, we've analyzed a narrative about a tech launch that is, well, completely intertwined with a grand story of faith, redemption, and global destiny.
The claims are immense, a real blend of technical assertions, cleaner interfaces, deeper intelligence with these very heavy spiritual and moral claims. Automation that cares, tech guided by divine purpose.
It really is the fusion of the practical outcome and that almost prophetic journey that defines this source material.
And the core assertion running through it all is that the system is designed to lift humanity, providing the technological foundation for both financial reward and spiritual freedom.
Which raises a really interesting question for you, the listener, to mull over as you think about these sources. Well, if the claims state that financial, spiritual, and emotional freedom follow this ecosystem's return, what does that suggest about the expected link between tech infrastructure and our pursuit of inner fulfillment?
That's a deep one. Does technology only become testimony, to use their word, when it explicitly aims for spiritual
Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me fine now. Hello, hello.
What up, brother?
Welcome, welcome. Big surprise.
It is so good to see you in the morning.
What time? Early? Later?
That's fantastic. I was actually listening a little bit before. Thank you so much. Are you done?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about
My hair.
Chris's hair. Yeah.
We have the hat issue, whether I should keep it on or without. I don't know. I like it on.
You do what you like.
Yeah, they influencers say, I'm going to give you a tip. If you have a signature appearance or look, people can recognize you, and that can be your brand. Whether it's a background, whether it's a hat, whether it's a sort of eyeglasses or sunglasses. So people have different, attire to be distinguished. Yeah. So you see some of those big influencers or videographers, if you say, they have their unique look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chris
I guess
Johnson.
I'm the man in black.
What? You're gonna get me. You guys are gonna tag team me, aren't you? I know it.
I would never do that. So, maybe.
We haven't talked about business in a while. Yes, you're right. I showed up on Christmas, but of course on many other locations afterward. It doesn't mean if I'm not on this platform or publicly talking, it doesn't mean I'm not available or not working. So you're right about some stuff. You're wrong about others. Okay. Yeah. Right and wrong. Okay. You're right about the spirit didn't change and all of that, but I cannot say nothing has changed. Of course, a lot has changed. I tell you what's better now. We're more aware. We're more educated. We're more cautious. We're more connected. We're with a better team, and we've learned a bit. Okay, And 2024, history will witness that. I'll tell you, down the road, it will be recognized as one of the best years, as going in the right direction and revealing all the nonsense. So I'm going to talk more specific because I don't expect everybody to decode my clues, because Victoria is not going to be a secret anymore soon. I am going to expose lots of crooks and wrong doing. Okay, we're going to put their dirty laundry there, but with an evidence. But that's not the main thing. That's not going to fix anything. So I want to clarify something. If I have quit or seen difficulties moving forward, I had the best opportunity a while ago to say, you know what, it's not in my hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, look what happened to me. I'm a victim. Have a good life. Okay, go figure it out. But that's not me. I don't quit. I don't change. And in fact, I showed up even stronger every day around the clock. Uh, I only had to work harder and, of course, smarter now, uh, because there are so many open battlefields. Got to take care of them in the background, but that's not what's going to make up our future or what matters or what's going to make our success. This is good lesson in life, it's good training, but what matters more is how do we go forward from here. So we're in a much better position today than ever, okay, moving forward for so many reasons. We're going to talk about all of that soon. And the biggest highlight that it gave us a bigger and stronger drive. We're more motivated than ever, realizing a few things. Number one, how slippery it is and muddy out there. Look around. And it's so foolish for people to watch, out the economy and this and that to see how things are going to change, okay? Or expecting some change miraculously to come from politicians or whoever you follow. Change is not going to come from anyone. There are definitely people on earth that would care. Brother DiCarmo just reminded us that there is good, okay? There are people who care and still have a good, kind heart. And but also it's the ability. So it's the availability and the ability. Put the two together. That's when you have a winner. Now, we do have good people around, but unfortunately, they're the they're the ones who are unable to help themselves or as much to make a significant impact over the world. Okay, people in power, sadly, more in it for some personal advantage, and that's another reason to realize and see how greed and people in power are teaming up. And guess what? They're not working for you. Hi. The other thing is, I get some feedback from people are kind of like messing around with some little programs here and there just to make some peanuts. And the feedback is like, ain't working. Okay, it's all garbage. It's just all nonsense. And the articulation of all those things is simply made up just to profit few people. Most often is like for one individual. So plus we've realized how good it was and how great and wonderful our vision that has been attacked on all fronts. That made us more determined. Wow, what a beautiful thing. It's that good that all the evil want to attack it. So for all those reasons, we're in a much stronger spirit today than ever because of the value of what we're doing. And of course, the ability has increased, positively. But in conclusion, we're not just there. We're not sitting idle. We are more confident that we're going to bring you things better than you think. Okay. I can tell you that now directly. And it is what's supposed to happen a while ago. Unfortunately, some corruption happened. Don't worry, I'll tell you the names, all of that. All who you guessed, yes, you're right, okay? Because I often said the bigger the dream, the bigger the team. And the better the dream, the better the team. So I had a massive, previously, okay, I had a massive dream, ambition, was nothing for me, okay, to make a good impact all over the globe. And I had a broken team, let's put it lightly, mildly. Okay, I let others speak French. I don't, I'm not fluent. So you're right. We've been around, and we're in a much better position today. So that part you nailed it. But definitely in a much better spirit, and the evidence is there. We're not going to obviously put out details. Okay, we did that previously, didn't work out good, and I believe we're approaching a stage where we're not going to talk in codes anymore or clues. We're just going to tell it the way it is. Okay, out bluntly, flat out. Okay, we're going to say 1, 2, 3. This is behind us. Now, moving forward, that's what matters. Moving forward is what you want to focus on, and I can tell you how is it. I can see that how it's going to be because I have the ground, the foundation. I know where we're going. We're going to have a platform. We're going to have technology that will improve your life or your today's activities experience. You're going to, whether you want to connect or sell or make money or socialize or learn or all that, we are going to give you practical, effective tools to just achieve that. Okay, there's no cap for what you can achieve. The name of the game is unlimited. All right, it's going to be unlimited in every possible way, only good. All right, so of course we're going to expect some more qualifications, so we don't get the tire kickers in a way. Okay, but we're going to have serious people with us. We're going to have qualified real people. Again, we're going to be a real company, real products, real impact, of course driven by real leaders and real people, and that is happening. I cannot tell you how certain we are because it's in hand. It's not like something, we're delusionally. Yeah, we had to knock down a lot of things and completely start all over, restart, okay, from scratch. I tell you what, um, you never start from zero again, right? Or from nothing when you shut down. you got a lot of experience packed, and you have learned a bit. So there's no way you would start at the same level of ability. We've got the knowledge, we've got the resources, we've got the network, we've got the uh, capital, if you wish. We've got, of course, the determination, the heart, anything you want, brain, the support from you. We've got all that. We got the massive, uh, deep need for such a thing. So we have every reason for success. And we have so many reasons to beat evil and destroy, the success haters, if you wish. We have all of that. So nothing is expected but good and massive success. And I agree with you, brother Johnson, which is uh, there. There are so many people. I'm astonished by how loyal they are, and I'm shocked how much they know. With the example of brother Jim Hawkins, okay, how like he was talking like he was reading. It's almost like reading from the heart. Okay, I haven't talked to the guy. What an amazing thing! I said, man, he's talking to my soul, this guy, and that's refreshing to see and know that there are true, genuine people. They're supporting, all the way unknowingly. It's just a feeling, it's just a gut feeling. And this is what I always say: in this age of life, people are not dumb. If you treat them that way, or uh, ignorant, people are far more knowledgeable and educated than you think. It's easy to tell and differentiate between a good person and a bad person. We got all the tools, we got the visual, we got the voice, we got the experience. People know, they could tell if you're in it for yourself or to scoop as much as you can from them, or you're in it to help them. They could tell, they know. People sense energy, especially if you meet in person or visual. That is not difficult to read. I say we're in an era where ignorance is a choice, because it's so easy to learn and find out the truth. We're here. We will continue the fight. Absolutely. Yeah, we've lost a couple of small battles here and there, but I tell you what, we have expanded the war, and we're gonna make some noise in a positive way. But I wouldn't be as good as you in terms of recalling, some people that I have in mind for you to join, our prayers constantly and keep them in your thoughts, like uh, Cindy Hopkins you mentioned, and of course Bill Must. I knew he was not feeling well, but we hope he will be okay. Uh, of course, uh, Pat, I heard she's not feeling good, and everybody, uh, Sherry as well. But there are a few people that, hopefully everything will be fine. And this is life. Life is tough sometimes. Health is something you cannot replace. And I hope everybody will be healthy and well. So I leave that to you. You're the best at it, and I love you for doing it. You care, you show connection, and we're here. I am listening. I listen as much as I can. Today, I happen to be listening. I said, you know what? I gotta come and make some corrections. We're not just here. We're better, far better. Now, if your last name would have been Noble, you would be right all the times. Yeah. I love you both. I appreciate you. It goes without saying that you're the most committed, uh, some of the most loyal brothers I've met, and for that we all respect you. Again, people could tell if you're in it for yourself, just selfishly, or you're in it. Yeah, you of course you want to succeed, but you want to take people with you to a higher ground or to the top as far as they choose to go to. We're working on solutions